Good morning. Okay, today is March 25th. It is 8:59 a.m. Now, I don't know why, but it's been exactly a month since I've seen Weeby, and I'm going to see him today. I didn't realize that a month had already passed. Time, it something's going on with it. It's sped up. It's sped up because there's no way. I had a lot going on. I did. I had a lot going on. So that could be why. I'm seeing so much. I am seeing so much. I am like, the clarity. I'm talking about the clarity and the open mindedness, one on the clock. I I am really excited. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like I'm so excited, but then I'm like, God damn, finally. It's literally like two sides. And I'm literally like on the two sides of everything right now, right? So it's like I'm really excited because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm expecting this big grandiose surprise that's gonna have my heart, beating so fast, and that's part of that nervous regulator, you know what I'm saying? And then part of me is like, I'm gonna be like, damn, finally, you finally came. Like, what took you so long? You know what I'm saying? That type of energy. And it's almost like that's that's just the two sides, right? And then I was in the energy, I've been in the energy of like where I see like where things could have been given to me to help me out, to make my life easier, but they were not given to me, right? And that makes you think, and it's like, well, dang, you know, that person really didn't need it as much as I do, and that's what you, but then it's like, who says that? You know what I'm saying? You don't know 222 on the clock. And it's like, who said that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't think just because you know your situation, you don't know their situation. And maybe it was just their time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have been like in this battle, seeing things from so many different point of views that it's like you can't eat it almost is like you can't be mad. Like, there's no reason to be mad or angry or bitter, because at the end of the day, we're one being, we're all connected. So your situation is bad for you, right? But their situation is bad for them. You know what I'm saying? So they feel that they need it more than you. And it's just not your time. Like, this just isn't for you. And that's okay. Right? That's okay. You have other things coming. Like, it just wasn't meant for you. Right? And, I've been going through things like that, and the relationships with the people around me. And it almost kind of sucks when the family that's actually like helping you gets like I don't know, in my situation, it's almost like the people that were helping me through this journey are the same people that like break my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. But then at the same time, it's like you can't expect them to continue to help you while you're on your journey, right? This is your journey. It's not theirs, even though it is, but they don't see it that way, and it's like you kind of break the relationship. It puts a burden or a strain on the relationship, because now you see that in everyone's life, love is conditional. It doesn't matter who you are, right? There's a limit to what anyone is willing to do for you, right? There's conditions on it all. And you can't be mad, because look at the world that we live in. So I have been like in this seesaw type of knowledge, studying myself, going through, just looking at world so differently, so 5 on the clock, so I don't know. I am just like, in so many ways, in awe of myself because that's insane. Like, to literally everything that you experience, you're experiencing it in two different ways. Your perception of it is two different. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I guess that's what keeps you balanced. Look, create a hermetic. So I don't know. It's so weird, but I feel like all of that is part of the study, the knowledge, the wisdom, because now you're moving into creation, right? Where you're going to create things that's going to help everybody because you can see so many different point of views, right? And it really only comes down to one point of view, but that's another story. So yeah, we have the great diviner. So your higher self, you are the great diviner, and you are here to create your vision. You're at the gateway. Like, everything that you want, everything that you've envisioned is coming online. Trust where you are guided. I think, yeah, trust where you're guided. Trust the choices that you're making, because even in the moment, you're like, that made absolutely no sense. Like, why did I do that? Like, I can't believe I did that. Like, there's a reason that it all happened, right? It's not necessarily you making the decision. It is your higher self. It is your intuition. It is, it's a part of you. Because humanly, you're like, why would I do that? That is so stupid. I would never do that. And you're kind of like putting yourself in these jams, in these situations, because you're like, who does this? Like, am I retarded? Like, am I not thinking? Am I losing my mind? Am I doing something wrong? And it's like, no, you have to trust what you're doing. You have to trust where you're being led, because what you're doing is causing opportunities or cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? To open up pathways or doorways for things to happen externally and internally. And it's like, in the moment, and I'm trying to teach Zora too, it's like, in the moment we get so emotional and, we get frantic and we get panicked, but it's like, calm down. It's okay. Everything that is happening right now is happening because it is supposed to happen. Everything that happens in your life aligns, even when that shit makes no sense. You start to see patterns, and when you release those patterns, right, of doing the same thing because you know that that's right, because you know that that is going to keep you from an inconvenience, when you release that and you trust in your spirit, because now you are working together, because you're going towards the same goal, but your spirit knows things that your human self doesn't know. You have to learn to trust, and it makes no sense to you humanly, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why would I do this? But spiritually, trust me, right? 8:26 on the clock, trust me. So through this journey, it's like, trust where you're going, trust your vision, trust that we are going to the same thing. Look, in this vision deck, you have the light and the dark, the spirit and the earth. Like, trust where you are guided. You are in the energy of healing. You are protected. So just pay attention, right? Keep speaking also, like, keep speaking up. Like, there's something about your voice. But yeah, it's like, and when you look at life like that, it really does change the whole outlook. It changes the whole outlook, everything. Because I have been, like, I'm telling you, like, at battle with myself over these last few weeks or months. Like, why are you doing these things? Like, what is happening? I'll give you a prime example. So I lost my tags, whatever. That's part of this journey, trusting, making decisions that make absolutely no sense, right? So I'm like, okay, so I get a temporary tag. Okay, now I'm like, okay, I need to get an inspection. but this check engine light won't go off, and it costs too much for me to get everything fixed in order for me to get an inspection, right? So I'm like, okay. I am riding around because I don't know. I completely forget that you could get another temporary tag. That completely went out the window because I'm not used to dealing with things like this. I'm used to having my shit in order. Like, I'm not used to this. So I didn't know you could get a temporary tag. So, okay, I get pulled. The guy is like, the trooper is like, what's going on? I was like, my check engine light is on. I cannot get an inspection. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay. So he comes back. He's like, you lied to me. And I was like, lied to you about what? He was like, you got an inspection. I was like, when? Like, what are we talking about here? I have not gotten an inspection. He's like, you got an inspection. He snatches the tag off. Well, he snatched the tag off the car before he even came to the window. Snatches his tag off the car. You lied. You got an inspection. Da, 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 da. I am like, what are you talking about? I did not get an inspection. So the stuff that's in my hand, I pull it out so he could get the VIN number and all that stuff. And then he comes and tells me that the tag I had was fraudulent. Why would I put a fraudulent expired tag on my car? I was like, I paid for that. I have a receipt for that. What are you talking about? I got the expired tag. He's like, you lied. This is a fraudulent tag. You got the inspection in September of 2025. This is happening in January of 2026. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, he was hot. He was like, and your license is suspended. And I was like, yo, what? So I was like, yo, what are you talking about? He's like, I wrote you a ticket for everything that I could get. He gives me a ticket. He says, and if you drive this car again, I'm going to lock you up. Yo, I am shocked. I am in tears because this man just hit me with a combo. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? He walks off. So I am in tears because I'm like, wait a minute. He snatches my tag. He tells me that the tag is fake. He tells me that I got an inspection. I have no idea when I got an inspection. And he tells me that my license is suspended. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I am literally flabbergasted. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, calm down. If I got an inspection, it would be with all of this paperwork because this has everything dealing with this car. I'm going through it. I'm like, I don't see an inspection. What is he talking? I'm looking at the inspections because I have them, for as long as I've had the car. I'm like, I don't see an inspection. And then something says, Key, look at, because I'm supposed to be looking at the date, but it's not registering. I got the fucking inspection in my hand. I'm like, when did I do that? Because that's all I needed to get the plate. So I am like, yo, I don't know what is going on. I do not remember getting an inspection on this car. And the check engine light is still on. So I'm like, how did I get an inspection with the check engine light still on? So now I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out my license situation. Why do I have a suspended license? I don't have no tag. I don't have no license. I have absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. I say, well, here we are. Going through it. But as I'm going through it, guess what? I'm becoming more courageous. I'm seeing things differently. I'm experiencing different parts of the government that I've never experienced before. I am observing how people are moving. I'm showing how the system don't know what the hell it's doing. One hand don't know what any of the fingers are doing. Like everybody is doing their own thing. The palm, the thumb, the fingers, like everybody is doing their own thing, trying to act as one, right? So I'm learning, right? This is like part of this, you know, going deep into understanding how this situation works, you know. And the more that I'm doing this, the more that I'm learning and going through it and seeing, it breaks my heart, to be honest. I don't even want to go through that. It really breaks my heart what I am discovering. But I was like, I still don't understand when I got the inspection. And if I got the inspection, why didn't I go get the plate? All of this could have been avoided if I would have just did that, but I don't even remember getting the inspection. So 16 o'clock, that's the part of, you know, your higher self and your human self just working together, like having faith. It makes absolutely no sense in the moment. At the time, you probably don't even know what the hell is going on, but in the end, it was for your benefit, because now I am a lot more knowledgeable. Like, what the government has no idea what it's doing. No idea. Like, no idea. Like, I don't see how we're operating in these means. Like, it's crazy to me. But yeah, so like all of these things are happening, and I know that the people around me are looking at me like I have lost my godforsaken mind. And mind you, I don't drink. I'm not on no drugs. I ain't crazy. But they just think I am crazy. Like, how are you out here living? Like, what are you out here doing? And it's like, how do I explain that to somebody? Right? How do I explain what the hell is going on? You can't. You know, like they're ready to have me committed. I know it. I know it. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Four. Oh my God, it's a lot of King of Pentacles, and oh my gosh. So all of this, like everything that you're doing, is laying your foundation for the Pentacles, right? We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, you're creating from your harvest, right? Seven of Pentacles takes patience. Right? Everything's not going to turn out right, but look at this tree. It is abundant. There's even on the ground, right? And creating growth, right? Something that is withstanding. And then with the Four of Pentacles, right? Your vision of home, foundation, stability, comfort, right? Oh my goodness. And it's like the great diviner has been working. It has been working on this masterpiece. The Eight of Pentacles, you're creating something new. Right? Like this is really dope. And then you're being guided towards a King of Pentacles, right? And choosing to be an emperor. Now, he is choosing to be an emperor, right? Because this is the masculine. And create a home and stability. I feel like he's been working on himself. You know, he has also been doing this healing, this this journey. Yeah, and he's here to protect your vision. I feel like both of you are to protect each other. Yeah, look, Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, more pentacles. This is solid. This is coming into the material, right? All pentacles is in the emperor, this Aries season, and all the pentacles. This is like coming into fruition now, and it is completely protected. I feel like you two are going to protect each other in different ways. I mean, there's love there, you know. I feel like you see each other spiritually. It's two souls becoming one, maybe that were split becoming one again. Pay attention. He's also a King of Cups. Right? He's also a King of Cups. So not only is he financially stable, if he's gone through his healing, he's emotionally mature. He makes decisions, you know, with his emotions balanced. He's grounded, that he is an emperor, right? Look, and there's there's the Four of Wands. So, the Four of Pentacles, I was actually thinking it was the Four of Wands, but Four of Pentacles is still stability. It's still foundation. It's still security. And then the Four of Wands is just happy home, right? Your home is protected. Your happiness is protected. You're protected spiritually. You're protected physically. And it's reciprocity. It's healing. And he's a King of Wands. He's passionate and fiery and knowledgeable and like, oh my goodness. What's peeking? Let me see what's peeking. The Page of Swords, so he can communicate. Two of Wands. He's like, yeah, very balanced, very balanced. I'm hearing a man of few words, like, so he may not talk a lot, but that's because he's observant, he's learning, he's just like me. That's dope. That's dope. So 444, the Emperor, Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands. We have 6, 7, 8. We have 3 kings on the board and the Emperor. So who's missing? The King of Swords. That's why he's a man of few words, but he's still very smart, very intelligent, willing to learn. He could be an artist with the sing. I'm hearing he's a boss in his own right. Ooh, with the spiral upward trend, climbing the ladder, connections. I feel like you are creating abundant connections, right? You are climbing up the ladder, like you are fruitful. You are here to create. Things are moving in the right direction. This is a new strategy, right? This is about making choices, but I feel like you are trusting where you're being guided. I don't know why with the pendulum and the spiral, I just saw hypnosis, which is weird. Something is happening within the week. Four of Pentacles, your vision, what you've been envisioning for your stability is happening within a week. This King of Pentacles is being guided to make a new idea. Maybe he is your income source. He's offering you a new job, entrepreneur, but you're being spiritually guided towards him. Oh, okay. Being supported, counselor, having a job you love. I feel like he's choosing love this time. Yeah, there's an abundance for your vision that's been protected. This is something that you two do together to create a look at the tree, financial growth coming to fruition, abundance. You're healing. Both of you are healing each other. It's an energy of reciprocity. And because of that, you grow your foundation, your root. I'm hearing that this could spiral. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm going to take the card that's turned upside down that I can't see. And then we'll save the others for later. I'm hearing that this is getting, like, it's going to spiral out of control, but not like, it's like a flourishing. Like an abundance. Ooh, mask. So that's why you need to pay attention. He may come in like normal, like regular, like you may not know who he is. And then I have crown at the bottom of the deck. So could he be like royalty? But yeah, I feel like he's like incognito almost. Yeah. I feel like this is healing, reinvention. You're protected. Four of Wands, skull. I feel like okay, this is like at home in the dead, is what I heard. I don't know. And then with the feathers, like death angel type vibes, incognito. And then the bottom of the deck says within a year. So something that's going to spiral within a year, or something's going to happen within a year. And then we have 6 months, 18 months. So we got a lot going on. We got something on all these time cards. We got within a week, within 6 months, within 18 months, within a year. So this is going to be a very interesting 2026, 2027. And we got the cup overflowing with prosperity, nurture, taking care of business, fulfilled. So the next 18 months, I feel like you are going to be overflowing with prosperity. And I believe that that is a beautiful thing. I'm excited. Ooh, unleash your passion. Yeah, like I'm telling you, it's time to just be creative and put all of your love into what you want to do, but make sure you maintain and protect your boundaries. This is kindle love within a week, a vision of your stability. I'm getting create silence to trust where you are being guided. Keep the faith. That's a pretty card. And it's a number 26. I think that's a pretty card. Create. I mean, this is all about creating. Create what you envision for yourself. Create the legacy with the tree. Create the generational wealth. Yeah, look, dream wide awake. It's like I'm telling you something about just something about this energy is just weird. Not weird, different. Embrace friendship, I'm telling you. So this could, I don't know, it could be a friendship. It could be more than that, but it could start out as a friendship because it says embrace friendship. You could start out as friends. He could help you bring out some creative ideas with the create and the Seven of Pentacles, things that you've been working on. He can maybe help. Ask for help. Look, I just said that. So yeah, he could just be coming in to assist you. It may not be a love thing at all, as in a romantic relationship, but it could be a platonic business partnership. That's why entrepreneur came out. I'm hearing investor. Look, it says relax. It's like relax, child. But then I'm also getting like within a year, like your life is going to be completely relaxed. Like everything is going to be like in order. But yeah, I feel like he's coming in to assist you. Look, the Ace of Wands, magic, passionate, new beginning. Because you have persevered with the Nine of Wands, this is over. This is done. This is over and this is done. And then the world comes out. I'm telling you. But then I'm also with the, I feel like with your perseverance, it's like a magical shift to the world or something, like maybe to your community in order to rekindle love. I said rekindle even though it says kindle, but it's like to rekindle love, like stability and what people envision for themselves. Yeah, there's an offer. an emotional offer, something that's going to, I think, this emperor is being guided to bring this emotional offer. I feel like he was maybe sitting in silence. And then look, create silence. I said a man, a few words. I feel like he was just sitting and just trusting where he's being guided. Yeah. And then with temperance, he's been very patient. I feel like he would be considered, whenever I get temperance and then the emperor, gives me kind of earth angel vibes, especially with it being in the physical. But I feel like he's very patient. He's very balanced. Again, like very balanced. Look, Four of Wands, create happiness, create a spiritual union. He wants something deeper than what's on the surface, because that Four of Wands came out in the higher self. So not only do you have the Four of Wands spiritually, you also have the Four of Wands physically. So now I feel like what is happening is that your timelines, not your timelines, but your human and solar are finally merging. You're actually seeing the split because you're closer to it, right? It's like, when you get closer to the middle, you start to see the split. So I feel like you're actually seeing the split, and now it's actually coming together with the Two of Wands. Again, I'm telling you, it's like you could call it a timeline shift. I'm just calling it a merge. It's almost like my human and spiritual energies are merging. Yeah, with the Ten of Swords, it's like something is coming to an end. There's two endings. We have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the World. And then we have Judgment. There's like a rebirth, a renewal. This could be a renewal. So this could be somebody that who's coming to bring this offer in. They've completed their spiritual quest. They completed their spiritual quest as the Hermit. Yeah. Go within. Trust where you're being guided. And then when I'm looking at this, the Hermit is facing the past and the Knight of Cups is facing forward in the future. I feel like at some point they're going to meet. And this could be where the shift happens. Look, Eight of Pentacles, been working on this for a long time. Knight of Swords, something is coming in fast that could cause some type of conflict or challenge, but I feel like you are able to overcome it, or he is coming to fix your issue, right? Because we're going with the Five of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, he's working on something. I see him hammering it, and he's coming in quickly. He'll be fixed. Oh, I just heard fixed overnight. Literally, that's what I just heard. Fixed overnight. So that's quite interesting. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything anymore. Like, I'm not creating any more scenarios because they never turn out how I want them to. So I am going with the flow at this point. And whatever is meant for me will be for me. And I'm going to go and continue my day and see where it leads me. I love you. Have an amazing day.